أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والنازعات غرقا والناشطات نشطا والسابحات سبحا فالسابقات سبقا فالمدبرات أمرا يوم ترجف الراجفة تتبعها الرادفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة أبصارها خاشعة يقولون أئنا لمردودون في الحافرة أئذا كنا عظاما نخرة قالوا تلك إذا كرة خاسرة فإنما هي زجرة واحدة فإذا هم بالساهرة هل أتاك حديث موسى إذ ناداه ربه بالوادي المقدس طوى اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى وأهديك إلى ربك فتخشى فأراه الآية الكبرى فكذب وعصى ثم أدبر يسعى فحشر فنادى فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى فأخذه الله نكال الآخرة والأولى إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء بناها رفع سمكها فسواها وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها والأرض بعد ذلك دحاها أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها والجبال أرساها متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى فأما من طغى وآثر الحياة الدنيا فإن الجحيم هي المأوى وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى فإن الجنة هي المأوى يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها فيما أنت من ذكراها إلى ربك منتهاها إنما أنت منذر من يخشاها كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها. Bismillah, salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah. We continue with the weekly Quran tafsir. Inshallah, today we are doing Surah Naziat. Surah Naziat is a Makki surah. Surah number 79 in the Quran. Very interesting surah. Allah talks about, towards the end of the surah, two group of people. The people who are going to go to Jahannam and the people who are going to go to Jannah. But Allah will give the description of the people according to their actions. In the middle of the surah, Allah will bring the story of Musa and Fir'aun. When Allah sent Musa to Fir'aun to speak to him. Then in between, there is a comparison also in that story of Musa and Fir'aun. So Allah says, وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا. And by those angels, Allah is swearing, وَالنَّازِعَاتِ. Wow, وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا. Allah is swearing by the angels, the ones who will pull or they will take away the souls of the disbelievers. وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. Allah is also swearing by the angels, the malaikas who are going to take the soul of the believers. So the first one, Allah talks about the angels who are going to pull the souls of the disbelievers. And Allah talks about the angels who are going to take the souls of the believers gently. As you all know, there is a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when the malaika comes to take your soul, for the believers, they will come with a white shroud. Based on your amal. With the disbelievers, they will come with a black shroud. The malaika will be sitting on your head. When they take your soul, if it's a believer, the malaika will hasten to take it up, and it will be well received. For the people, for the person or the people, the disbelievers, whatever they're going to see, they will not be pleased. They will not be pleased. Because in your grave, you'll be asked about Man Rabbuka, Ma Dinuka, Man Nabiyuka. These three are questions. So whoever is gonna answer the question the way it should be, then he'll be successful. Whoever is gonna fail, then he knows his position already. So remember, when you are dying, you will see the angel of death, but the people around you, they will not see. You will see exactly what is happening. You will see everything that is happening, but you cannot talk. There's nothing you can do. It's the same as when you're getting punished in the qabr, in the grave. The animals, they hear your punishment, but they cannot talk. They can't say anything. So Allah has created things according to the way He wants. The minute they put you into your grave, your soul will come back. The hadith, they says that you will hear the footstep of the last person leaving the grave, but there's nothing you can do because you had time. There, it's only you and your deeds. Your family, your friends, your neighbors, no one is going to help you. So you have to balance. Either be obedient to Allah or disobey Him. It's option. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ سَبِيلًا إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. It's only two. It's only those. If you leave everything, forget about the punishment of the grave and everything. Leave everything to the side. Ask yourself a question. This is a journey. And every journey has a destination. Every journey has a destination. Whether you like it or whether you don't like it, one day we are going to stand in front of Allah. That is one thing, it's certain, it's sure. You must have yaqeen in that. No matter what, do anything you want in this dunya. Anything you want. Nuh alayhi salam for 950 وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا. He did da'wah for 950 years. 950 years, it's a lot. But the time came and they went. So وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا. And by those angels who swim along. The angels, they swim. Different opinion. They said some angels, they swim in the heavens above. Some ulama, they say the angels, when they come down swimming. So this is creation of Allah. فَالسَّابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا. And by those that press forward, as in a race. It's like they're competing when Allah is commanding them, He's giving them His commands. For them to execute the command of Allah, they race. In anything good, because the malaikans, لَا يَعْصُونَ اللَّهَ مَا أَمَرُوا. They do not disobey the command of Allah. وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا يُؤْمَرُونَ. And they do as they are commanded. They cannot commit sin. And they will never disobey Allah. So they do as they are commanded. But look at us humans. We disobey Allah. We don't do what Allah wants. You're going opposite. فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا, and by those angels who arrange this, the same thing, commanding, who they arrange to do the commands of their Lord. See? So every malaika, a certain group of malaikas, they do the commandments of Allah. يَوْمَ تَرْجُفُ الرَّاجِفَةُ, on the day the earth and the mountain will shake violently. If you look at the biggest or the tallest mountain in the world, it's called the Himalayas or the Everest. Everest mountain, I think, is the biggest. If you look of when they do their documentary, and you look at that size of that mountain, even if they try to bomb it it's going to take them years too. But imagine within a split of a second, إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. The earth will shake. Like they said, the thing that makes this earth hold is the mountains. So if the mountains are shaken, then the earth cannot hold itself. يوم ترجف الراجفة. When the day, the first blowing, the trumpet will be blown. Imagine you have Israfil, the Malaika, who's holding that trumpet. He's just waiting for the command of Allah. Somebody's holding, it's like somebody's holding a whistle. He's waiting for the command. The hadith, the Prophet ﷺ was asked one day, he said, how can you be comfortable in this dunya when you have Israfil holding the trumpet? He's just waiting for the command of Allah to blow it. You're holding this thing. You're just waiting for the commandment of Allah to blow it. يوم ترجف الراجفة تتبعها الرادفة. The second blow, the second trumpet will be blown, and everybody will be resurrected. Everybody will come out of their graves. Imagine that scene. You're just coming out of your grave. You don't know what happened. Everybody is running. See, sometimes when they have these incidents of terror attack, and you see people running, this person is running this way, this one, everybody is following. I don't know, I'm just following him. This is even worse than that. You're coming out of your grave naked and circumcised, with no shoes. You don't know which direction to go. Everybody is for himself. قلوب يومئذ واجفة. قلوب يومئذ واجفة. Remember this now. You're out of your grave. قلوب يومئذ واجفة. Some hearts will be shaken with fear. You have that fear because you don't know what is going on. When you have fear, you yourself, natural as a human being, when you are shaken with something, you cannot even talk. You cannot even describe the situation. So you have fear, you have anxiety, you are shaken. It's like you've seen something like a horror movie. So you're coming out of your grave, you're shaken now. What is going on? أبصارها خاشعة. Some eyes will be humbled. Some eyes will be humbled. Because now, in dunya maybe you used to have kibr, arrogant, and everything. But now you're seeing reality now. Now, you used to put people down. Yeah, you used to mistreat people. You had power, you had money. You used to do whatever you want to do. You used to command people. Now you're being commanded. The tables have turned. There's nowhere to go. Now you're humble. You're there. You are facing reality. You don't know what to do now. أبصارها خاشعة يقولون أئنا لمردودون في الحافرة. Now, يقولون, they say. The ulama that made the tafsir, يقولون, they say. So it's something that has been happening from the previous ummah until يوم القيامة. They say, يقولون أئنا لمردودون في الحافرة. Shall we be returned to our former state? This is the question they're asking. Now the Prophet ﷺ is preaching to these people about the hereafter and everything. Now they're saying, do you want to tell us that if we die, we're going to go back to this life the way we are now? Look what they're saying. يقولون إنا لمردودون في الحافرة أإذا كنا عظاما نخرة. Shall we be returned to our former state even after we are crumbled bones? The bones have completely gone. Yeah. أإذا كنا عظاما نخرة. Even after we have come. قالوا تلك إذا كرة. So you want to tell us that when we die completely, we are gone completely. We've been in our graves for many years. We've become dust. It is mentioned that when the Prophet ﷺ was talking about this thing, one of the people of Makkah, he took some dust on the floor and he went to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, so you want to mean, yeah, you are going to die completely finished? And then he did this. You are going to become like this. Allah says in Surah Yasin towards the end, وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيَ خَلْقًا. Because of that. وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا. Allah says, وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيَ خَلْقًا. He put forth for us a parable. You see? This. You pick dust and then he's saying to the Prophet ﷺ, so you want to mean that once we are completely gone, you're going to be, and then he blow it. Then Allah says, reveal the ayah, وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا. He's presenting to us a parable, وَنَسِيَ خَلْقًا, and he has forgotten his creation. قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم. قال, he says, من يحيي العظام وهي رميم. Who will give life to these bones after they are rotten and become dust? قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم. Allah says, قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة. Say to him, Muhammad, the person who created you in the beginning, the first time, yeah, he will do it again. وهو بكل خلق عليم. And Allah, He is a know of every creation. You present this parable to us, you forgot your creation. Allah says, tell him, قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة. Tell him, the person who created him the first time, he can do the same thing. You're giving us a parable, you're showing him. أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا نَخِرَةً. Then they will say قَالُوا تِلْكَ إِذًا كَرَّةٌ خَاسِرَةٌ. They will say, this return of us, if this is exactly what is going to happen, like you are telling us, then it's a great loss. It will be a great loss for us. Whatever you're telling us, if we're going to go after we die, we're going to go back to our original life, the way we are now in dunya, then it's a great loss. It's going to be a great loss. Because why? You know what you have sent forth. Yeah? قالوا تلك إذا كرة خاسرة. Then Allah says, فإنما هي زجرة واحدة. فإنما هي زجرة واحدة. Allah says it's only one single trumpet is blown. Something will be blown. It's only one. Forget about this you're asking, this parable that you're presenting to us. Yeah? You come to us the way you're born. فإنما هي زجرة واحدة فإذا هم بالساهرة. Allah says, فإذا هم, then they will find themselves on the surface of the earth. You gave us a parable. I'm trying to explain to you, when you die, this is the process you go through. Then Allah will return you back to your original form. Then you start questioning, if we completely die and we become dust, is Allah going to return us to our original form? Allah says, فَإِذَا هُمْ بِالسَّاهِرَةِ فَإِنَّمَا هِيَ زَجْرَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ. Yeah. It's not like you have to take time to build and all this. No. Allah says it's only one single blow, the trumpet. فَإِذَا هُمْ بِالسَّاهِرَةِ. You find yourself on the face of the earth. It's not like you have to bring this part, join with this part. No. The dust that you're talking about, that you think that, yeah, وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه. You forget your creation. How are you created? It's from a sperm drop. It's a process until you become a human being. And then you die. We bury you for a few years. Your flesh, your bones, it's completely gonna go. You become dust. 50 years from now, they dig that grave, there's nothing. You're already gone a long time ago. And then somebody will ask, how is that possible? And how are you gonna come back? Before even you think about it, think about how Allah created you. إِنَّمَا أَمْرُهُ إِذَا أَرَادَ شَيْئًا. If you want to do something, أَنْ يَقُولَ لَهُ, what do they say? كُن فَيَكُن. It's simple as that. So don't worry about this. Allah says, لَخَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَكْبَرُ مِنْ خَلْقِ النَّاسِ. لَخَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Allah says the creation of the heavens and the earth, أكبر, is great in خلق الناس, than the creation of humans. Look at this sama. There's no pillar holding it. Look at the stars and the moon. How many? 7. The earth, Ard, 7. Nobody knows from this side to this side which is the end. No one knows. We live in this small world. We don't know the end. We don't know the beginning. And we have 7 of this. We have 7 heavens. Look at this. Above our heads. There is no pillar holding it. لخلق السماوات والأرض أكبر من خلق الناس ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. But majority of people, they don't know. So when you start questioning, even people know it's a common thing. People will ask, so if I die, what's going to happen now after that? Do you think we're going to come back again? Even as Muslims, we ask that question. Some of us, we start questioning that thing. In Surah Taha, when Fir'aun was asking Musa about the previous ummah, قال علمها عند ربي في كتاب. Musa told him, the knowledge of that is in Allah knows it. When you start questioning about when you're trying to tell people something good, they will always come up with questions that doesn't make sense, something that does not benefit them. They just want to challenge you for no reason. It's either you accept or you don't accept. فإذا قالوا تلك إذا كرة فإنما هي زجرة واحدة فإذا هم بالساهرة. Now Allah started the story of Musa. هل أتاك حديث موسى. هل أتاك. Has there come to you the story of Musa? إذ ناداه ربه بالوادي المقدس طوى. When his Lord Allah called him in the sacred valley of Tuwa. You know the story of Musa alayhi salam? When he ran away from Fir'aun, he lived in Madian, now he's coming back. اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Allah is telling him, go to Fir'aun. اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى. He has gone beyond my boundaries. He has transgressed a lot. اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Now remember, this is Musa alayhi salam. He killed Banu Israel. Fir'aun wanted to kill him. He ran away. Now he's coming back. Allah is telling him, I want you to go to this person. You've killed someone from his people. Allah is telling you to go. Go to him. اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Go to him. Because Allah is saying, I've given him everything. But instead of him being grateful to me, he's transgressing a lot. So first of all, understand Musa, the fear is already there. How am I going to go to Fir'aun? I killed somebody from Banu Israel. How am I going to stand in front of him? اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى فقل, and say to him, هل لك إلى أن تزكى. Look at the words that Musa alayhi salam used. فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى. Will you purify yourself? Are you going to purify yourself? Musa did not say, I'm coming to purify you. He said, are you going to purify yourself? You know, if you go to someone and say, I'm coming to help you, so he'll tell you, I don't need any help from you. But when somebody comes and tells you, listen, I want you to help yourself. First of all, then you can have a conversation with this person. But when you come to this person and say, I want to help you, already the approach is not good. Who told you I need help? That's the thing that people ask you. Who told you, especially now, who told you I need help? And even if I need help, I don't need it from you. And remember, this is Musa and Fir'aun. There's a history between them. So for Musa to go and say, do you want me to purify you? Fir'aun will question, how can you purify me? You know what you did. No, the story goes back to this and this and this. No. فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى. فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى. Will you purify yourself? وأهديك. You see now? وأهديك. And that I guide you إلى ربك, to your Lord, فتخشى, so you should fear him. فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى وأهديك. Will you purify yourself so that, somebody is telling you, will you purify yourself? Now I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to guide you. وأهديك. Musa alayhi salam did not say, I'm guiding you to my Lord. He said, I'm guiding you to your Lord. وأهديك إلى ربك فتخشى. So that you will fear him. وأهديك. You see the language that Musa is using here? First he said, will you purify yourself? فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى. Then وأهديك. And that I guide you إلى ربك, to your Lord, فتخشى, so that you fear him. So if you sit down and you try to analyze this story, you will come to realize there's a lot of hikmah in this conversation here. وهديك إلى ربك فتخشى فأراه الآية الكبرى. Then Musa showed him the great sign, the miracle. The great miracle. How many signs that Allah gave Musa? How many signs? 9. Correct, 9. وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا مُوسَى 9 آيَاتٍ بَيِّنَاتٍ. It says in the Quran. But the ones we know is how many? The famous ones is only 2. The one, he threw the stick, it turned into a snake. And the other one, Allah told him to put his hand in his pocket, and then it became some shining thing. So Allah says, فَأَرَاهُ الْآيَةَ الْكُبْرَى. We showed him this. All these signs. If you go to Surah Al-A'raf, Surah number 7, you see all the signs, the other remaining signs. أرسلنا عليهم الطوفان والجراد والقمل والضفادع والدم آيات مفصلة. This is there. فأراه الآية الكبرى. So Fir'aun, Musa showed him the signs. Then what did he do? فكذب وعصى. Fir'aun, he denied and he disobeyed. There's nothing you can tell me. فكذب وعصى. I'm coming to preach to you. You don't want to listen. I'm trying to offer you salvation. Even after Allah gave you the kingdom, still you don't want anything. فكذب وعصى ثم أدبر يسعى. Then he turned his back. He turned back, striving. Now I'm going to show you Musa. Now I'm going to show you now. You're showing me this. I'm going to show you something now. Now is a challenge now. فكذب وعصى. He denied. He disobeyed. ثم أدبر يسعى. Then he turned back and he said, now this is a challenge. فحشر فنادى. فحشر, he gathered people. Fir'aun. He saw the signs, he saw everything. He gathered his army and everyone. And he proclaimed, فحشر فنادى فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى. I'm your Lord, the Most High. Now he's challenging Musa. فحشر فنادى فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى. In another surah, in another ayah, ونادى فرعون في قومه قال يا قوم أليس لي ملك مصر وهذه الأنهار تجري من تحتي أفلا تبصرون. He's telling his people when he proclaimed قال يا قوم, oh my people, أليس لي ملك مصر, you know this kingdom of Misri, أليس لي ملك مصر وهذه الأنهار, and these rivers that you see flowing تجري من تحتي, don't you see these things? أفلا تبصرون, you don't have eyes? All this ni'mah is mine. Then he belittled Musa. أم أنا خير من هذا الذي هو مهين ولا يكاد يبين. أم أنا خير, am I better? I am better than this man who cannot even explain himself. He cannot even talk. You know the story of Musa, that he used to have a, yes, أم أنا خير من هذا الذي هو مهين ولا يكاد يبين فاستخف قومه. The next ayah after that, فاستخف قومه فأطاعوه. Allah says Fir'aun instilled fear in his people, فأطاعون, and they obeyed him. It's like when you have a very rich man and you're very poor and he's providing for you and he's telling you, look, without me, you know very well, without me you cannot have life. There's no life for you. You have to obey. فاستخف قومه فأطاعوه إنهم كانوا قوما فاسقين فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى. Allah says, he proclaimed and he says, I'm your Lord, the Most High. Allah says, فأخذه الله نكال الآخرة والأولى. And Allah seized him with punishment for his last and first. So ulamas have given the tafsir of this, فأخذه الله نكال الآخرة والأولى. Allah seized him with punishment for the first and the last. So what is this first and last? The first and the last, some ulama says, is the punishment in this dunya, the first one, and the punishment in the hereafter, the last one. Some they said is because he proclaimed قال أنا ربكم الأعلى, I'm your Lord. So Allah seized him. Allah says إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى. In this, إن في ذلك, indeed in this, لعبرة, there is a lesson لمن يخشى, for the one who fear Allah. Because it is mentioned that Bani Israel, they could not believe that Fir'aun has died. You know, because of that torture that they went through him, that Allah had to preserve his body for them to make sure Fir'aun is gone. For them to believe that Fir'aun is gone, Allah had to preserve his body for them to believe that he's gone, because of the fear. إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى. Indeed, in that, the story of Fir'aun, he had the most the strongest kingdom in his time. Allah destroyed him with everything that he had. إن في ذلك لعبرة. Indeed, in that there is a lesson لمن يخشى, for the person who fear and he fears Allah. Then Allah asks a question. أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء؟ أأنتم أشد خلقا. Are you more difficult to create? أأنتم أشد, أأنتم, us, أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء. Allah says, are you more difficult to create or the heavens? Which one is difficult? It's the heavens. You think that because you're controlling half of the world or you're controlling the whole world at that time with the strongest army, then you become untouchable. After Allah has given you everything, أَأَنْتُمْ أَشَدُّ خَلْقًا أَمِ السَّمَاء بَنَاهَا. The heavens that He has constructed. رَفَعَ سَمْكَهَا فَسَوَّاهَا. رَفَعَ سَمْ. He raised His height, you know, the heavens. رَفَعَ is to raise. رَفَعَ سَمْكَهَا فَسَوَّاهَا. Allah has raised the height of the heavens and He has perfected it. You can try to perfect something. You can try to build anything in this world to try and perfect it. You can try to the best of your ability. But look at Allah. You cannot see the cracks on the heavens. There's nobody who's holding this in turns. Abu Bakr, I'm doing 2 days. After 2 days you come. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Mustafa is your time? No. The Malaikas? No. This, Allah is holding this like this. And you have 7. 1, 2, 3. They said the first sama compared to the next one is like a ring in the desert. So imagine how many things, how many layers they are there. أنتم أشد خلقا من السماء بناها رفع سمكها. Allah says He has raised it up and He has perfected it. وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها. He covers the night with darkness. Now it's getting dark. Allah says the sama, He covers the night with darkness. وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها. And then He brings light during the day. So the darkness disappears and then the light comes in. At night, the light goes away, the darkness comes in. So it's a sequence that no one can stop it until Yawm al-Qiyamah. Only Allah. You can come with any technology to try and stop darkness from coming in or light. It's not going to work. وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها والأرض بعد ذلك دحاها. And after that, He spread the earth. Because they said before that, the earth was like this, and then Allah spread it. وأخرج الضحى والأرض بعد ذلك دحاها. The earth was spread. أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها. And brought forth water. So this is the ayah that ulama said أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها. Water, it comes from where? From the heavens. No, from the earth. From this earth, after Allah has spread it, you know this, they said, what do you call that thing? Is it moisture? Science. It goes up. Yes, and then the thing, yes. Because even the story of Nuh alayhi salam, when Allah was destroying His people, He commanded water to come from where? From the heavens and the earth. Yes. So ulama, they've said, أخرج منها, water is coming from the earth. أخرج منها ماءها. So you have, He brought forth for you water and the what do you call? Vegetations, yeah. So you have your fruits, everything, food, animals, they eat from this, you see. وَالْجِبَالَ أَرْسَاهَا. On the mountains, it's fixed like a peg. So look at this, yeah. So you have the sama, it's up there. Nothing is holding it. Then you have the earth that is spread. And then Allah put the mountains firmly on the ground, like pegs that is holding the earth. So figure out that. You are in the middle. The heavens are up there. The earth is flat. The mountains are holding it. Let's continue. وَالْجِبَالَ أَرْسَاهَا. So you have, you see, Allah says, وَأَغْطَشَ لَيْلَهَا وَأَخْرَجَ ضُحَاهَا, the heavens. So you have, He brings what? Darkness at night. And then He brings light during the day. He has spread the earth. He has put the mountain family on it like pegs. مَتَاعًا لَكُمْ وَلَأَنْعَامِكُمْ. Allah says, is a provision for you and for your animals. Whatever the vegetation that you get there, مَتَاعًا لَكُمْ وَلَأَنْعَامِكُم. So you have everything in this dunya that you want. This is life. Allah has created everything for you. It's there. Then Allah says, فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الطَّامَّةُ الْكُبْرَى. But when, فَإِذَا, when, جَاءَ, when there comes, طَامَّةُ الْكُبْرَى, the greatest catastrophe. يوم القيامة, the day of His resurrection. So you have all these things. Allah has given you the description. Everything is there. Then it's فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الطَّامَّةُ الْكُبْرَى. And you remember in Surah Al-Abasa, it says فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الصَّاخَةُ يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ. Now Allah says فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الطَّامَّةُ الْكُبْرَى. When the greatest catastrophe comes, يَوْمَ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانُ مَا سَعَى. Then man, you will remember what you used to strive for in this dunya. All the effort that you used to do in this dunya, then you will remember that day. Be it good, be it bad, it's up to you now. Yeah? So now you are there. It's like now you're saying, you know what? This is it now. This is the reality. So I know myself. What I strive for, I know myself. I don't need anybody to explain to me because I know myself. Yeah? يَوْمَ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانُ مَا سَعَى. You will remember that day what you strive for. وَبُرِّزَتِ الْجَحِيمُ لِمَنْ يَرَى. Jahim, Jahannam, it will be apparent to everyone. It is there. You are seeing it. Some ulamas, no, they don't disagree. There is a different opinion. But the majority, they said Muslims, believers and non-believers, they will be exposed to this hellfire. You will see it. It will be apparent to us. وَبُرِّزَتِ الْجَحِيمُ لِمَنْ يَرَى. Now Allah is going to give the description of two people, to two group of people. After this, وَبُرِّزَتِ الْجَحِيمُ لِمَنْ يَرَى. When the hellfire will be exposed, will be made apparent to everyone. Allah says, فَأَمَّا مَنْ طَغَى. As for the one who transgressed all the boundaries of Allah, فَأَمَّا مَنْ طَغَى وَآثَرَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا, and he preferred the present life, this life. Now you have somebody who has crossed over beyond the boundaries of Allah, and majority of people, they prefer this life, even though it comes with this problem, but people prefer this life. So Allah says, فَأَمَّا مَنْ طَغَى وآثر الحياة الدنيا. He preferred this life of this dunya. فإن الجحيم هي المأوى. His abode, his final destination will be Jahannam. فأما من طغى وآثر الحياة الدنيا فإن الجحيم هي المأوى. Then Allah says, وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ. As for the one. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى. So there are three things. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ. As for the one who fear مقام ربه, standing before his Lord. ونهى النفس عن الهوى, and he restrained himself from the evil desire, from the impure evil desires and lust. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ, for the one who fear مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ, standing before his Lord. وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ, and you prevented yourself from all these shahwa, desires. Allah says, فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. His destination will be Jannah. يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ أَيَّانَ مُرْسَاهَا. They ask you, Muhammad, يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ أَيَّانَ مُرْسَاهَا. This qiyamah that you're telling us, when it's appointed time, when is it? It is mentioned that one of the Badawin, he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he asked him, Ya Rasulullah, matta sa'a, when is the time? So some Sahabas, they said, because Prophet ﷺ was talking to people, he said, he didn't say anything. So some of the Sahabas, they said he heard it and he never said anything. Some, they said no, he didn't hear anything. So after finishing what he was doing, he asked, where is the man who was asking about Qiyamah? So he asked him, what have you prepared for? What have you done for Qiyamah? يَسْأَلُونَكَ, they ask you. The question, you know Qiyamah is coming, and you're still asking, when? If you're told it's tomorrow, or in the next 1 hour, what have you sent forth? It's like you're in school, the teacher is telling you, please, this is an example of this life here. Listen, we are going to have a final exam, so I need you guys to go and prepare. Yeah, make sure you prepare, read, and do this. And then you come on your exam day, you have not prepared. And then you just say, you know what, I'll try my best. You have not read, you have not even opened the book. So how do you expect the teacher to give you a pass? Just because you are going to this school for the last how many years? Or you know the teacher, it doesn't work like that. I have tried my best to teach you. I've told you to go and do revision. Come and do your exam. So for somebody to come and ask, yeah, when is Qiyamah? Then something is not right. Because you know Qiyamah. One thing that you are forgetting, once you die, your Qiyamah starts. It's not like an episode, you know, you have to go through something. It doesn't work like that. يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ أَيَّانَ مُرْسَاهَا فِيمَ أَنْتَ مِنْ ذِكْرَاهَا. Allah is saying to the Prophet ﷺ, فِيمَ أَنْتَ مِنْ ذِكْرَاهَا. You do not have any knowledge about it. فِيمَ أَنْتَ مِنْ ذِكْرَاهَا إِلَى رَبِّكَ مُنْتَهَاهَا. The knowledge only belongs to who? To Allah. No one knows. It will come. يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ أَيَّانَ مُرْسَاهَا فِيمَ أَنْتَ مِنْ ذِكْرَاهَا. Allah says and get to the Prophet, يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ, they ask you about the hour. فِيمَ أَنْتَ مِنْ ذِكْرَاهَا. You, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you don't have any knowledge of it. Ila rabbika muntahaha. The knowledge of the hour only belongs to Allah. Only Allah knows. Your job, Muhammad, innama anta mundhiru man yakhshah. Your job is to warn them. Innama anta mundhiru man yakhshah. Your job is only to warn them, and you only warn the ones who fear. Yeah? Pass the message. That is your job. Just pass the message. When is Qiyamah? When is it going to happen? It's not your job. Just pass this message. Then Allah says, you're asking about it. كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها. Allah says, the day they will see it, Qiyamah. لم يلبثوا. It's as if they had not lived in this world, إلا عشية أو ضحاها, except an afternoon or a morning. Except كأنهم, the day they will see it. You're asking about it. كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها. It's as if they live in this dunya in the morning or part of afternoon. So this Qiyamah, it will come. Whether we like it, we don't like it, it will come. Don't ask Qiyamah, when will Qiyamah happen? The signs are there. We already know the signs. Go back and read the signs of the Qiyamah and everything is there. The question is, how have you prepared yourself for that? Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.